My name is Tanya Waring. I'm the founder of the Manifesting Mindset, and I came across the manifesting process purely by accident. I had watched the movie The Secret over 60 times. I was studying the law of attraction, and it was hit or miss for me. I had built a real estate company in 2 states, and almost as quickly as I built that success, I lost so much. I went through bankruptcy, foreclosure, divorce, and I'm thinking, why can't I figure this out? Why me? Don't we do that so much of the time when things don't work out for us? Well, one day I was sitting on the couch feeling sorry for myself because I had put out over 200 resumes, and there was something inside of me that just said, you know what, God? I'm smart, I'm beautiful, I'm talented. Would you please bring me something that's worthy of who I am? And that's when I tapped into the manifesting process. And I'm going to share more about that with you. So let's start with one of the big mistakes that people make when they start manifesting. And that is we start telling everybody what it is we're going to manifest. And that is one of the things you do not want to do. You want to keep manifesting to yourself. I know of a woman who is illiterate, born in Algeria, raised her children in France, and decided that she wanted a home for herself in her mother country. Without telling anybody, she started to create a home. And one day she came to her husband because she was having problems with the contractors, and she said, you know what, you are going to kill me. And he said, what are you talking about? She says, I've been building this home in Algeria and I'm having problems with contractors. Well, you can imagine that he was completely blown away. But what they discovered is this poor woman who couldn't read or write had been selling clothes in the market, and she had built a home that is worth 2.5 million euros today. And that is the power of manifesting. She didn't tell anybody what she was doing. And how often when we start to manifest something, do we go tell everybody what it is that we want to manifest? And the reality is that people who we have surrounded, we've attracted to, and it's like we're all connected with a rubber band. And if anybody stretches beyond where we're currently at, it puts pressure on the rest of us. And I call this subconscious saboteurs. So when we start to tell people what we want to manifest, it starts stretching everybody else. And guess what? They resist. They want everything comfortable and normal. So when you decide that you're going to manifest something, keep it to yourself. This is really, really important. And that's why I included it in the first few pages of this 23-page manifesting process guide for you. So let's get started on the manifesting process. The first step is to get clear on what you want. Now, this is really difficult because we have infinite possibilities. And as we're little kids, we have all these ideas of what we want to create. And guess what? We get told no over 300 times a day. So by the time we're adults, we aren't sure what we want. And then we start adding in relationships and kids and all kinds of things going on in our life. And we really start to shut down. What the manifesting process is all about is having you get clear on what it is that you want, that heart's desire, what you're passionate about. Manifesting is not wishful thinking. It's a skill that you learn, and it all starts with understanding exactly what you want. I always say that clarity is a seed to prosperity. Now, the second step, and this is a step that most of us overlook, and I call it ask and it is given. When we ask for what we want, like I did that morning, look, God, I want something that's worthy of who I am. I'm smart, I'm beautiful, I'm talented. About a week later, I got a call from a friend who said, there's a company that really needs you. And when I asked for it, I received it very quickly. I wasn't attached to the outcome. I was just at this place where I really needed help. And that is a powerful place to be. I know there's a lot of people teaching manifesting, but few really teach us to call out on our divine guidance team and to tap into that resource. It's one of our most squandered resources that we have in manifesting, and it's just so easy to ask for what we want. The third step is to surrender to that higher voice. Now that you've asked for it, start listening. And that means tapping into your intuition, following those gut instincts, starting a communication. You know, when we surrender to the higher voice, we have to hear it. We have to listen for it. We have to start accepting that there's something else out there that's going to lead us in a direction that maybe we haven't gone before. So much about manifesting is stepping into what we don't know. If we're only going on the path of what we know, we're going to keep getting the same thing over and over. So the third step is surrender to that higher voice. And when we surrender to that higher voice, we start taking inspired action. Now, most of the action that we take is hard work. It's working with our logical brain. Well, guess what? Only 2% of our brain is that action or that logical thinking. The other 98% is all intuition and reticular cells. And I'll get more into that later. But there is a way to really tap into that higher level consciousness thinking, subconscious mind, whatever you call it, to really start to see the opportunities that are there for you. You know, if you want to manifest bigger, you got to start thinking bigger. You got to start opening up your peripheral vision to see what it is that you want and take action accordingly. By listening to your higher voice, asking for what you want because you're clear on what it is you want. See how we can go back and forth in this process? Now, the fifth step is one of the most difficult for us, and that is to receive to overflowing. For some reason, we've been trained to think that there are limited resources on this planet, that there is only so much to go around. And if I take too much, someone else is going to go without. None of that makes sense. Now, I'm all about protecting our environment. I'm all about simplifying life because I think the experience is a lot greater that way. But the reality is that there's more than enough for all of us. Take sunshine as an example. There's no way that you're going to take in so much sunshine that someone else is going to go without. And if you look at one of the suggestions that I make for opening up your ability to receive, is to actually go out into sunshine and start receiving as much as you can. Start allowing great things to come into your life. Stop apologizing. It's not about if you're good or bad or anything like that. It's just about receiving and allowing really awesome things into your life. And you know what? When you do that, you inspire others to do the same. So rather than that stretching rubber band that I was talking about where people want to stay in their comfortable place, they actually see that you've stretched and grown, and it gives them permission to do the same. And pretty soon, they'll come along with you. Now, the sixth step is celebrate your success. How many times do you go to bed at night with a checklist of all the things that you didn't get done that day? You know what happens? We start looking for all of the places where we're failures. What didn't I do? What didn't I get done? When we start celebrating our successes, from the little ones to the big ones, we start to attract more success. We start to see more success. Our vibration increases, our attraction increases, and we start to have more of the same. What we focus on persists. So one of the things I'm going to encourage you to do is to start keeping a list of all of your successes with a success journal. That's the manifesting process in a nutshell. 6 simple steps. Get clear on what you want, ask and it is given, surrender to that higher voice, take inspired action, receive to overflowing, and celebrate your success.